So let's get one thing straight. If you're selling anything online, you need to get onto email marketing and make sure email marketing is your focus because it builds trust and it builds loyalty and it gets results. So if you're totally sold, in this video, I'm going to be sharing the strategy for creating a 5-part nurture sequence that's going to start converting those prospective customers into loyal fans. Hello, I'm Emiley and welcome to my channel. I'm a brand and content strategist and love helping small businesses like yours build their brands online. So I work with a lot of e-commerce brands on building their email marketing strategy because they are struggling to figure out what to do next. And they have these 10% opt-ins when someone visits their website, a pop-up comes up and it says 10% off, right? And you put in your emails and email address and get sent the promo code. But the problem there is they often don't do anything after sending the promo code. It's just one email and then they kind of go radio silent. These are the people that are totally hot for you right now. So if they don't convert straight away, which often they don't, how are you starting to build that relationship to get them back onto your site and get them to actually make a purchase? Well, this is where a 5-part nurture sequence comes in. Now, this is the absolute beginner's level, so this is just to get you started, and you can make it more complicated as you go on, as you get more comfortable with email marketing. But to get started, this is a great place to start because it really helps to build trust and authority in your space and gets people to understand who you are and what makes you unique. So part 1 is sending out a welcome email. So obviously you want to include your promo code for the discount or free shipping or whatever it is, and make sure you actually thank them for giving you their email address so they can contact you, as well as a little one-liner about why your product is going to satisfy their needs. But also one other thing that I love to include is where they can go to follow more about you. So whether you've got an Instagram profile or a Facebook profile or YouTube channel or you're on Pinterest, wherever you're playing, make sure you include those icons as well as a call to action to say, come and connect with us on these channels. Part 2 is the About Me email. So this email is all about sharing behind the scenes as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, who you are, and make this super relatable so they can actually start to understand who the person is behind the brand and start to fall in love with you. People don't buy from brands, they buy from people. And when you're completely online, it's really important to create this trust and authority in the space, as well as sharing why you actually started your business and why they should care. Because there's so many products out there, you need to be clear on what makes you different. And that all comes back down to understanding your purpose and understanding your why. So make sure you get clear on that and then write a sincere letter to your new subscribers saying, hey, this is who I am. This is a little bit about me and why I started and where my journey's got to so far. If you'd love to connect, please feel free to drop me an email, hit reply to this email and send me any comments, questions or feedback. Because if you start to get them to interact with you, firstly, that's going to be awesome for your email rankings. So whether you're going through MailChimp or something like that, Google, Gmail and other mail providers will rank you higher and maybe potentially put you in their primary inbox rather than in the promotions inbox. If people actually start responding to you because they see you as someone that they're actually really engaging with. But also, secondly, it's great to get feedback from people because this is real-time feedback and you can start making those connections and start creating a high level of trust with people that are really keen to know more about you. Part 3 is the educate email. So this is about really getting clear on what your product's point of difference is. I would try to focus on one thing and write a really good, meaty, value-packed email, which is almost like a mini blog with headers and really great detail to explain something about what your product is going to be helping them with. So say for example, you're an organic skincare range. Talk about one of the key ingredients in your products, that how they benefit your skin and how great they are for you and all that sort of stuff. Say you have a clothing line. Talk about what it is about your clothes that is so unique. If it's the fabric that you use, talk about the fabrics or the process you go in actually creating the garments, whether you are creating them physically yourself. Show some behind the scenes images and talk about that process. It's about getting really clear on what makes you different to your competitors, because there's so many products out there online. So what makes you different? This email needs to pinpoint how you can actually teach your audience something about you and provide amazing value. Part 4 is the authority email. So this is an awesome one to share a few testimonials. So I like to always use a snippet of a testimonial as the subject line with the quote marks, as well as a name. So this has really great cut through because it's not something people often see as a subject line. And then show the full testimonial in the email, and then talk about what people were saying. Maybe include if you've got before and after photos of your product's use or how people are using your product. That can be a really great way to really create social proof by showing that user-generated content. Because once people think that other people like your product, or become aware of that, then that's going to make them way more inclined to buy, because it's giving them greater incentive because other people have tried your stuff and it's worked. And part 5 is the sell email. So while I don't think just do a really blanket sell email is a great option or a promo, but get really clear on what their pain point is, express that to them, and then show how your product is going to actually help them solve that problem. And get really clear on what it is, what particular product would help service that problem. So if you have a range of products, try and pick one product, because this is going to have way better cut through and way better call to action. Because if you can pinpoint maybe your flagship item that you think is your best seller, or something that you think is, your most popular thing that people come for, then they're going to be more likely to be inclined with that product as well. If you start giving them too many options, then they're going to get a bit confused. So on that sell email, get really clear on their pain point and express that to them, and share how this particular product is going to help them. So like I said at the start, this is just a beginner's 5-part nurture sequence. You can make this way more complicated with other pieces of content along the way. If you think there's other things you need to talk about, or other educational elements that you need to talk about throughout the process before you get to that sell email, and that's totally fine, because it's not about just using this as a blanket statement. Get this started first and then start adding things along. I often suggest that a 5-part nurture sequence should go for 14 days. However, you may create a 10-part nurture sequence which goes for a month, depending on the level of trust that needs to be built between you and your customer, especially if you're a much higher valued product. So say for example you sell cameras, you're gonna need a lot more education time, tutorials, all that sort of stuff before you can start putting on that sell. Whereas if you sell tea, so a bag of tea costs $15, then you don't need to do as much in the education space for them. So if you have an e-commerce business, are you going to give this strategy a go? I would love to hear what you thought in the comments below, because this strategy is so easy. And with mail providers like MailChimp, you can do this for free until you reach 2,000 subscribers, which when you're starting out is a great place to start. So give this video a thumbs up if you loved it, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing, because I release new videos every Tuesday. Next up, go and watch my video 9 Steps to Email Marketing, which goes through the foundational elements of creating an email marketing strategy for free. So you can do this for free, guys. So there's no excuses to not start getting involved in email marketing. But that's it for me for today. So I'll be back next Tuesday with another video I know you're gonna love. So until then, bye for now.